Hello and welcome to another Warframe video. Today, we will be taking a closer look at the new Chroma balancing. I will be giving you my thoughts about the current state of Chroma, and I will also give some suggestions on how Digital Extreme can improve Chroma in the future. But before we start, take note that all things I'll share and say here are purely based on my opinion. I know some of you may have a different opinion on this balancing, and I encourage you to share your thoughts on the comment box below. Okay, let's begin this video. The very first change that Chroma received during this balancing is some new mechanics on his first ability, called Spectral Scream. Now, you can freely walk and jump while your Spectral Scream is active. Also, you can now cast other abilities while Spectral Scream is active. The best part is, the damage output of Spectral Scream is now affected by your Vex Armor's Fury bonus damage. But has it become a good ability now? In my opinion, yes, but only a little bit upgrade. The new mechanic wherein you can freely move while using this ability is a pretty good move by Digital Extreme. I mean, we all dream of a fire-breathing dragon in the past while using our Chroma, and thanks to this update, that dream has finally come true. But the bad news is, the damage is still not good, especially if you are going against high-level enemies and heavily armored units. It's not an efficient ability to use in my opinion, and I can't make a good build focus on this ability alone. Because of that, this is still a pretty useless ability in my opinion. It's fun to see Chroma breathe in fire, ice, lightning or toxin, but it's not really fun seeing small numbers on your screen, even with your Vex Armor on, and wasting your energy in the process. But the biggest change that Chroma received during this update is on his Vex Armor. Digital Extreme fixed a long-standing issue that has been in the game for over 3 years, by the way, that made the number calculation of Vex Armor being multiplicative. From now on, the calculation is additive, and the boosts now apply before upgrades instead of after. Also, overshields are now considered for Vex Armor, but the best part of this change is, now, Vex Armor is an aura, wherein allies can benefit from your damage and armor buff. And lastly, you can now recast your Vex Armor to preserve the accumulated buffs you've earned. Which is really a good change in my opinion. I mean, Chroma is still good, or should say, have become better in team composition, especially in Eidolon hunting, because now, you can share your Vex Armor with your team. In fact, almost every Eidolon hunting team now needs Chroma in their group because of how awesome he is in terms of Eidolon hunting. Also, we can now preserve the buffs of Vex Armor, because of the new recast mechanic, and the best part is, we could save mod slot intended for duration, and replace it with range or any mods we like. However, we're just seeing a small portion of the picture here, and sad to say, this small portion is only the good part of this change. Turning it to an aura was a good move, but Digital Extreme really messed up Chroma overall in my opinion. Okay, before you start calling me names, or start screaming that I'm a crybaby, let me share some facts of why I think Digital Extreme messed up Chroma. Let's begin with how Vex Armor is calculated in the past. Now, I don't usually go with numbers as I hate it and I just want to play the game, but this really needs attention. The problem about Vex Armor's calculation in the past was not really because it's multiplicative, but more specifically, it makes double-dipped, or even tripled, the effects on weapons modded for dual elemental combos. Impact, puncture, slash, and as well as single status elements like toxic, cold, heat and electric works fine with Vex Armor. However, blast, viral, corrosive, magnetic and gas buff of Vex Armor are applied 2 times. So basically, a Chroma with no mods will not just buff your damage of combined elements by 2.75 times, but by 7.6 times. Which is why you see some huge numbers on your screen. But the most overpowered feature of Vex Armor in the past was, when you're using weapons with innate element as their base damage, such as the Ogres and Archoplasma, then your damage gets boosted 3 times. So basically, it will be 2.75 raised to the power of 3, it will give you 21 times damage multiplier. Now, that's just an unmodded Chroma. Just imagine the damage multiplier is, when you mod your Chroma with lots of power strength. To give a few numbers, let's say, if you mod your Chroma with 199% power strength, then you will receive a whooping 242 times damage multiplier. While modding your Chroma with 274% power strength, with both growing power and energy conversion, this will give you 429 times damage multiplier. Seeing all these numbers, you could say that Chroma really deserves a nerf. But at least, Digital Extreme should have think it thoroughly before they made this really insane nerf in my opinion. I mean, if you test it, Rhino's Roar is more powerful than Chroma's Vex Armor right now. With the same increase, the damage that Roar deal is much better than the Vex Armor. This is because Roar is multiplied with mods, while the current Vex Armor is just additive. Now, just imagine if you add primed mods, heavy caliber, or even riven mods on your weapon. Clearly, Roar will be a better damage buff than the Vex Armor. But that's not enough. Digital Extreme didn't just touch the Fury buff of Vex Armor, but they also tinker the Scorn buff as well, which makes Chroma less of a tank. When Digital Extreme imposed the additive calculation, it did hurt Chroma's tankiness too, turning his EHP really low that I don't even consider him a good tank right now. Now I've been using Chroma for a couple of months, since I've started playing Warframe last June 2017, and I've never seen my health go down like this when facing with level 100 plus heavy gunners. It's really disappointing to see such a good frame turn into trash. Seriously, this is an issue for me that really needs addressing. I hate what they did to Chroma. Damage and tankiness is literally what made Chroma so great, that I didn't hesitate farming his parts in the first place. That's what made Chroma really good, and I seriously think that Digital Extreme really mess him up. Now, I don't intend on suggesting that they should bring the old Chroma back, as I find that game-breaking too, but what I suggest is to bring back the old calculation you imposed on the Vex Armor, wherein base damage is multiplied with Vex Armor buff and mods you equipped. Just take away this double or triple dipping effect when you have dual status mods on, and I'm pretty sure this will make Chroma really good again. I know I'm not in the right position to suggest stuff, but I hope that Digital Extreme will make changes for Chroma in the future. It's just not fair what they did to this awesome Warframe. I mean, yes, I dig the part wherein they've made Chroma a team player, by making his Vex Armor an aura, but the thing is, this isn't really Chroma. Chroma's lore stated that he is an ancient legend, a master of elements. When all the lands is in ruins, Tenno, only Chroma remains. These words suggests that Chroma is a survivor. And survivor in games always means that your character is good in tanking or mitigating damage. But that doesn't seem to be the case right now in Chroma. Digital Extreme just turned this astonishing dragon into a harmless lizard. I know some of you will disagree about what I've said here, but I know most Tenno who love and played Chroma for a long time knows how bad this nerf is. If you're that kind of guy that usually takes Chroma in long survival runs, say 2 hours or even more, then you know the difference of Vex Armor in the past and its current state. Like I've said, I don't suggest to bring back the old Chroma that takes down the Eidolons in one shot, but what I'm suggesting is to reconsider the additive calculation of the Vex Armor buff. Make it multiplicative and just remove the double, triple dip factor. So that's it. I do hope that you guys learn something from this, and enjoy the information I've shared in this video. Before I end this, I would like to say that the numbers and as well as the calculations wasn't made by my own mind. I've done a couple of research before I did post this video, and you can find the sources on where I found out about these numbers and calculations on the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. And before you leave, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy watching this video, and for first timers, you can subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Warframe videos from me in the future. Again, thank you for watching, and see you on my next video.